This exercise asks you to identify the case of all perfect passive participles and tell what they modify. Then translate. So remember, perfect passive participles are usually the fourth principal part of the verb. So basically, if you were like amo, amare, amawi, amatus, it would be this right here. Okay, and really this acts like a 2-1-2 adjective. So it can have any first or second declension noun ending. Okay, you would translate it as having been verbed, or in this case, having been loved. Okay, the only kind of exception to that is if you have a deponent verb, which would look like this. It only has 3 principal parts. The PPP is actually the first part of the third principal part. Okay, and so because it's deponent, it can't be passive. And so your translation would be having spoken. Okay, so we're going to identify the perfect passive participles in purple and then put what they modify in yellow. So in this first sentence, the perfect passive participle is conspectum, comes from conspicio, right? And the noun that it modifies is titus. Here's how I figured that out. See how this says so it's going to be accusative, singular, masculine. So I'm going to look and see what other one is accusative, singular, masculine. Now they won't always have the same endings. They have to agree in gender, number, and case. Okay, so we're going to translate the sentence. We'd say, the friends greeted Titus having been caught sight of. I know that's a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, let's look at the next sentence. The next sentence, my PPP is rogatus. Okay, and it's masculine, singular, nominative. So the other masculine, singular, nominative noun is titus. Okay, so we got titus having been asked. And we've got an indirect question here, right? What was being done in the Senate? Here's your main verb all the way down here. Responds, nothing new. Okay, in this next sentence, exuta is our participle. And this one's kind of tricky because A could be a lot of different things, right? It could be nominative, feminine, singular. It could be accusative, neuter, plural. It could be nominative, neuter, plural. So you have to kind of look around and see what it could go with. Okay, in this case, you got Marcus as your subject, right? So you got Marcus handed over to the slave. Okay, what did he hand over? Well, he handed over the clothes. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be neuter because vestimenta is really vestimentum, right? Neuter, accusative, plural. So it's really neuter, plural. Remember neuter, plurals in a name? So to translate, say, Marcus handed over the clothes having been taken off to the slave. Okay, this next one is super tricky because here's your participle. Okay, and if you look at it, the only thing it can really be is masculine, nominative, plural. Well, there is nothing else that's masculine, nominative, plural in this sentence. So it's acting as what's called a substantive, which means it's substituting for a noun, standing in place of a noun. So it kind of goes with like the they of your subject. So it's like those guys having been wiped down with strigils entered the tepidarium. Okay, this last one, vocato Okay, it can either be dative or ablative, right? So I think in this case it's dative, and it goes with domino, so it's dative, masculine, singular. So the clothes, that's your nominative, have been handed over. Who were they handed over to? To the master, having been called.